gym owner, cheer coach, Chanel, what the kids call me, Coach C, Coach Chanel. And I am here to give more information on small gyms and how we start our business and what programs and things of that matter. And I am here to talk about doing a recreational program or starting your own rec program. So, a little bit about me. I am a cheer coach. I've been coaching for 20 years, over 20 years. And I am also a gym owner, small gym. And I decided to do a YouTube channel specifically for us small gyms. They have things for big gyms. They have all these conferences for big gyms, and everything is always towards the big gym, but never towards us small gyms. And they always forget about the small. And I'm talking about not you having 100 athletes. I'm talking about the micro small gym. I think something's in my eye. The micro small gyms, the ones who's starting off, the ones who have maybe 7 kids to 40 kids to even 50 kids. I am the one. I've been there, done that. I have started, this is my second cheer gym. I closed down before due to COVID, and a little burnt out. I got a little burnt out, and I decided to try something different. So now I'm back, starting my program back over, and it's been 6 years since I had my last program. Very successful program. If you watch my videos before, you will see all different stories regarding me and my small gym. So I am back, of course, and I'm trying this YouTube thing. Excuse me, getting my area together. I'm trying this YouTube thing because I was on TikTok and I was doing a little TikTok videos talking about my program and starting gyms and where to find different things and how I maneuver being a small gym. And like I said before, these big gyms, no knocking them, because my daughter cheered at a big gym before. I just know that we don't have as much resources, as many resources as them. They have tons of resources. They have tons of people. And some of us, we D2 gyms, and if you don't know what a D2 gym, that is considered a small gym having under, I believe it's 125 athletes. If you get under 125 athletes, you consider it a D2. But I am very knowledgeable. I have coached from elementary, Pop Warner, all the way to the collegiate level. So I am here, and we're gonna talk some little business going on here. Let me get my stuff together right now. My notes. Give me 1 second as I pull things together. So, let's see. So let's get to going. Now, I know on my TikTok channel, they talked about, someone asked me about, how do you start a recreational program? So I'm going to touch on that because I have also done that as well. And I'm also doing recreational right now. So I'm going to talk about different types of rec programs. You have your traditional rec, your performance rec, and your all-star rec. And that's something new that they implemented actually last year. So let's get to it. So now you want to start your recreational program. Now, a rec program, if you're doing traditional, it's easier to get girls and starting a recreational program. You're normally attached to a football team, basketball team, or some form of affiliation with a team. And so where there are boys playing football or basketball, guess what they have? Sisters. So if you're trying to do a traditional recreational program, you get with the, and a lot of times they look for moms or people to start their cheer program and making sure that the girls have something to do as well while their brothers are practicing. So I will say, if you're trying to do a traditional rec program, get with the owner of a football league or a, youth football league, and team up with them to start their cheer program that they might have. I mean, their cheer program with the football or basketball league. And then from there, you go, that's how you can start with your traditional. Now, normally traditional rec teams are not as expensive as all-star cheer teams. It depends on the football league itself, but normally they are cheaper than all-star cheerleading. So with the traditional rec, and I'm only speaking on traditional rec, they normally have packages. They don't want to outprice the parents. So some people, this is just off of my experience for when I did rec, traditional rec. We did our packages back then. That was over 10 years, and my daughter's 18 now. So that was about over 10 years ago when I did traditional rec. We did a package deal where parents paid maybe $400 for that package deal, and they received everything from shoes to palms to bags to uniform to hair bows to socks to warm-ups, you name it. It was all in that package deal. And then by the time the end of the season, the boys go to Florida. The girls, we go to Florida as well and compete at the YFL cheerleading competition. Or if you're linked up with AAU, you cheer at the AAU competitions as well. I can speak on doing that. That was exhausting. I love my children. I love the kids. But being there at every game, every weekend that they had a game, they had to cheer on the sidelines. And then after the season was over, you continued to practice even more so that they can compete at the competitions as well. So that's my little story regarding traditional rec and how that is pretty much set up and how you can go about setting up for traditional rec. Now, let's talk about performance rec. Now, what's the difference? Traditional rec and performance rec. Like I said before, traditional rec is linked to a team. You're affiliated with a football or a basketball team, and you guys are pretty much together. Whereas a performance rec or a competitive rec, some say competitive is under traditional as well, but performance rec is like an all-star program, but it's not as expensive. Some, depending on the program, they run just like all-stars. Just like all-stars. You compete all around. You choose your competitions. You can cheer, compete at big events as Jam Fest, NCA, I believe these other summit, because they have Recreational Summit as well. They also have the Quest. That's what your traditional and performance. You have the Quest. So you have US Finals. So you have all these big brands, varsity brands, that you can actually compete at for performance rec. Performance rec is mainly doing a routine for 2 minutes and 30 seconds with music and not cheer. So also, let me piggyback. Traditional rec, they do a cheer and music. They use a cheer and music for them at a competition. So they do both. Whereas performance rec does nothing but music for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You go on, you compete at these different large competitions, and you rack up your wins. And I can say some areas are more competitive than others. So you can run it as an all-star gym. So if you want to watch my previous video, you can see how to start it. You could just substitute all-star with your recreation. You can still have the same name. You can choose your colors. When it comes down to starting, you have to run it just like a business. Any business, no matter what it is, from baking cakes to doing cheer, dance, or whatever, you always and you should always have a bank account, business, not personal. Do not commingle your funds at all. You don't want the IRS to come get you. They ain't nice. Okay, I am scared of the IRS. I'm sorry, look, my nails is horrible. I am scared of the IRS, and I am not playing with Uncle Sam. Okay, so when you start your performance recreational program, make sure you get you a business checking account. Do you hear me? Come on over here. Let me tell you again. Get you a business checking account, and with that business, you have to register your program as either a LLC or a not-for-profit. And come on over here a little closer. Get you an EIN number. You got to get an EIN number if you're going to run your program as a not-for-profit, if you're going to run your program as a business. And I suggest a business. You can do not-for-profit as well, but I would run it as a business. Make it as a business, because then you can transition from being performance rec and go right into the all-stars. So we can talk about that next. But back to it. Performance rec, after you have started up, got your EIN, got your checking account, you got your pricing. Now, if you're performance rec, it depends on your program. You can be as expensive as All-Stars, but I wouldn't suggest it, because why would they come to you for performance rec when they could just do All-Stars? So performance rec is a little bit affordable, cost efficient for parents, and they do the same things, but I would not splurge on expensive uniforms, real expensive uniforms. No, I'm not going to spend $400 or $500 for a recreational program. That's just my point of view. You can do as you please. You can run it as you please. But however, I'm getting still a nice uniform, but it's going to stay within a certain budget. And what that budget is, I'm not going no more than $300. I'm honestly under $300, okay? And then shoes, the same way. Shoes, you can take the easy way, where you can just tell the girls to wear all white cheer shoes, or you can tell them to do all black cheer shoes. They can have that, but I am a stickler, and I am who I am. So we go with either, right now my brand is Rebel. We do Rebel cheer shoes, and that's it. There are other shoe companies that's out there. One is CS Athletics. They're very affordable, but you have to have a minimum of, I believe she says 20 or 25. When you're a small gym and you got about eight girls or 10 girls, you're not going to meet that minimum. So I would say, just my point of view, you can find one in Omni Cheer Magazine. You can look on Amazon. You can tell your parents, when you find a shoe yourself, don't have the parents pick. Okay, you find a shoe that you like that's going to fit their uniform, and then send them the link so that they can purchase the uniform themselves. Easy pleasy. Just do it that way. Then from there, your uniform. Now you can go, if you're performance rec, you want to do a little sparkle, you can go with Rebel, you can go with Glitter Stars, you can go with Varsity. You can also, they have CS Athletics also have uniform packages as well. If you want to, real talk, come on over here a little closer. For the people in the back, come on over here a little closer. If you don't want to use the big companies, go ahead and hit them Chinese manufacturers up. Trust me, the ones that I know, you're going to be pleased. They have done my, practice wear. Beautiful. And I'm going to show one video. I'm going to show you exactly how they look. Beautiful. So I'm going to let you guys know exactly how they look. Okay. So, and they can make them just like Varsity. So just understand, it's other ways to skin a cat. Okay. So that's just one thing. So if you want to use Varsity, you can use Varsity. If you want to use Rebel, you can use Rebel. You can use Glitter Stars. But however, and I'm going to say this again, sis, brother, the manufacturers overseas, some of them make very good quality uniforms. And who do you think make their uniforms? So why go third party when you can just cut out the middleman and just go straight to it. Especially those recreational programs that don't have the funds. Yeah, take a little longer, but always order your sample first. Order your sample first. But I guarantee you, the ones that I know, I guarantee you, you're going to like them. But you have to keep an open line of communication. And when you're up in the morning, they're asleep. So just know you have to talk to them late at night, past 12 o'clock. If you really want to get a response between 10, 11 on, you get a response from them. So again, back to the performance rec. You can compete in varsity competitions. You can compete in EPs, event producers. Okay, those are EPs. Those are private event producers. They put on their own shows. They have categories for recreational. So I would say do that. Sometimes, depending on where you stay, some areas are very competitive, like I said before, and you're going to have competitions. And sometimes you might not have it until you go to those real big competitions. So if you're looking to compete real heavy, that means Florida, the Quest, Rec Summit from varsity, even AAU, and also the One and US Finals. Those are guaranteed hot pockets. You're definitely going to have a lot of competition. As same thing as certain event producers. Depending on the season, you might come across a few as well. But however, sometimes you're by yourself in the category. Okay. What else can I touch on? Oh, the new thing, All-Star Rec. Now, All-Star Rec is more of, what can I say? You have an all-star program. Okay, so take me for instance. I have an all-star program, but if I have a team that's performing in, I'm going to say level 2, a regular all-star level 2, it could be elite or prep. And then I have rec kids, recreational kids, parents that don't want to pay as much, but or in the big gyms, and we're going to talk about big gyms. Their recreational program, they have classes, recreational cheer classes, and sometimes they use those classes and can turn those kids into a competition. They can tell the parents, hey, you did our classes for 6 weeks. Let's put them in a competition. They have a competition coming up. We just so that you can see your child perform. And it's pretty much a gateway into their all-star program, full elite or prep all-star program. So it's a gateway to get into that. However, they have all-star rec. So if you have a team that's an elite that's competing, or you have a team that is prep, but you have a lower level or new cheerleaders too, that's coming in, and the parents want to see them compete, and they can go under All-Star Rec. So that's just another one. They just brought that out. You have to be under All-Star Rec. You cannot go under Performance Rec or Traditional Rec. You have to go under All-Star Rec if your gym is affiliate. If your gym is an All-Star gym and you have teams that compete in novice, teams that compete in elite, teams that compete in prep, you cannot compete with Performance Rec, or you cannot compete with Traditional. You have to compete in All-Star Rec only. So you have your own category as All-Star Rec there. So that's only where you can compete at. That's longest, and 9 out of 10, it's going to be a lot of the big gyms that have all these other programs. They can easily put that under All-Star Rec. But if you started off, like for me, this season I'm doing Performance Rec, and I'm going to see how my girls do. And once we grow, then I'm going to grow into the All-Star. Now, I could keep them at novice, but I'm going to give them a little bit more challenge. I want them to be challenged a little bit more. They have cheered before. I could have done them in prep. True. But I decided for families, they was having hard times, financially. So I decided, and this is my area that I was in, I decided to cut it down just to accommodate the families. at that moment and make it more affordable for them to be under performance rec, because it's a little cheaper as well as far as competition fees. So I kept them at performance rec, but however, we're going to grow and we're going to go back into all-stars. We're going to transition into all-stars like that. So that's just performance rec. And performance rec, again, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, you performing, and that's it. And you compete. And then you have your end of the year. So what we do about 6 to 7 competitions. Our last competition is our final. And that's where we chase our bids. You know, we've been the 6 and 7 competitions. Those are in process of chasing bids. It's called chasing bids, so that you can go to Florida or Vegas or Virginia Beach, different locations, to compete at the end of the season in May, or whenever you decide to end your program. Either you can end it in May or end it in April. But we ended our season in May because we're going to have tryouts in June. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what All-Star Rec, the recreational programs are. If you have any other questions, you can hit me up, and make sure that you just leave a comment. Make sure you like and subscribe so I can continue to make these great videos and get out here, because there's a lot of people out here that want to have cheer gyms and just don't know where to go, and they're lost. And so my channel is here to help you, guide you, because I've been there, I'm still there, and I've done that for years. So thank you for tuning into my channel, and I will see you at the next one. Bye.